What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW video for Season of Discovery. Now I think it's fair to say that Season of Discovery, classes are way different than they used to be in Classic WoW. This might not be the reality for some classes, but for a lot of us, classes play different. As a mage, for example, using Living Bomb is absolutely massive, and having access to Frostfire bolts as well, absolutely massive. Molten Armor, Deep Freeze, Icy Veins, there's so many spells that we have now that we didn't have in the past. Boomkin's doing really good DPS, Shadow Priest doing really good DPS, Ret Paladins being like top 5, melee hunters being a thing, rogue tanks being a thing. There's so many class changes that has come to the season that we are not used to. Now, Agrand made a tweet that is going to be the highlight of this video here, talking about class balancing and what they're looking for in the future of Season of Discovery, and I'm just going to read the entire tweet here, read a couple of comments or replies to the tweet, and you can let me know your thoughts on everything in the comments down below. Now, here we go. Once again, gonna have to deal with some class changes here, tuning, and things that they might be looking to add, and even like how they approach balancing classes in the future. So, the team focused on SOD, aka Season of Discovery, has spent a good chunk out of the last few days chewing on a rather large list of class adjustments coming soon. Likely, actually soon, not soon TM soon. As always, we want to prime everyone that this is not going to fix every single thing that everyone wants, but we are going to continue to iterate. Now, we have been watching Discords and forums for ideas and suggestions as we go, and while that is fine and good, I figured it might be a fun exercise to probe for a few suggestions here to a few targeted questions. Disclaimer, there may be an excellent idea in here that you love that we can't execute on for whatever reason. Game dev isn't as easy, and sometimes you have to pass on a good idea for a myriad of reasons. It is nothing sinister, and it's not us being tone deaf. Many things are also too big to hotfix, so we have to think about what we do now versus next phase, aka phase 4 and level 60 content. So feel free to post suggestions or links to media with good suggestions in the replies, and please do keep it civil though, both towards me / the team and to each other as well. I have been increasingly having to mute / block folks with abusive or unhelpful commentary, so let's all be chill humans together. Lastly, please try and frame your suggestions with both A, the issue to be addressed, and B, your suggestion phrased as concisely as possible. We likely won't have time to read super long posts / threads to find the meat of your point, so this will help, he says while typing a super long post himself, yeah. Anyway, here it goes. Number 1, Shadow DPS. We would like to increase damage while allowing them to still shine in terms of group utility, particularly because their utility and value is likely to increase even further at 60, with some brand new stuff coming. One thing that we also keep coming back to as well is wanting to restore Mindflay to having a place in the toolkit. I think that's a great idea. With that in mind, how would you suggest improving Shadow DPS with those goals in mind? Maybe giving them something like when you Mindflay, you have a chance to, or even like maybe not even a chance to, but they could make it so Mindflay works as Malefic Rupture from Warlocks, where when you're using Mindflay, either Mindflay deals more damage, the more damage over times you have on the target, or every tick of Mindflay also has a 20% chance to proc an extra tick of your shadow damage effects over time. That could be another one, but also just a flat DPS increase based on the dot you have on the target to your Shadow Flame. That would kind of encourage you to put up all damage over times and then use Mindflay. But then again, I don't play a Shadow Priest, I have no idea if that's broken, if it's good, if it's bad. If anyone is playing a Shadow Priest, let me know in the comments down below how you would like to see this being done, and we can have a discussion about it. Number 2, for survival tree for hunters, we know a lot of melee hunters really want survival to be a thing, and we agree that it really fits that RPG Ranger class fantasy. Currently, BM tends to outstrip it in terms of raw output. What do you think could be interesting to zoosh this up and make a deepish survival investment interesting? This one is more difficult because they would have to rework the entire tree. When playing a hunter right now, you're basically wasting 30 points or 25 points in the survival tree to get a 15% agility increase. You do get 2 valuable points there for Raptor Strike to get 20% critical strike, but like, you're wasting so many talent points to get down to the lightning reflexes and 15% agility that they would have to rework the entire tree for it to be valuable. Number 3, Holy Paladins. What did you guys we did you guys a bit dirty by not giving you interesting buttons to push, like every other healing class. Viewed through a level 60 vanilla lens, Holy is great, but in SOD it leaves a lot to be desired. One thing we have been discussing is a group heal or some sort of proactive heal mechanic for Holy, but interested to hear some concise ideas here. Now, I've talked about this since in Phase 2. They should have, I don't know what the name of this is, but when your paladin is standing in, for example, melee, it's like a cone of cold, but light, so cone of light, and it heals everyone in an AoE in front of you. I believe this is either a Cataclysm, Wrath, or even Mr. Pandaria ability that Holy Paladins actually have. Holy Radiance, could that be the thing? I don't know, but either way, you know what I'm talking about. Cone of Light, so a frontal cone in front of the Paladin, AoE healing anyone in front. This makes it so the Paladins could be in melee range, focusing on being tank healers, and AoE healing the melee with that one AoE ability. That could either be a cast, or even a instant cast, with a, let's say, 6-second cooldown, right? Could even be something they can proc to get even more stuff out of it. Holy Paladins in, for example, Wrath. I think Holy Paladins in Wrath work really good, so try to emulate some of that playstyle and give us more abilities, both from Wrath and even from Cataclysm, from the Holy Paladins, and bring that to SOD. But the frontal healing is absolutely great, and yeah, I think Holy Paladins are in a good spot. They just need more fun buttons to press, right? That could be one of them. Next up, number 4, Sword Rogues. We have some adjustments coming in the upcoming update, but we are open to ideas for how to make Saber Slash and other sword gameplay compelling. Might simply be a do more damage adjustment that fixes this in the end, but we are interested in feelsy adjustment ideas as well. For this one, I don't have anything to add, just literally do more damage. That's all they care about, all we care about. Just do more damage. You're using swords over daggers. It's only about like what gives you the most output. Number 5, Warriors. Rage is a problematic mechanic because more damage equals more rage, equals more damage equals more rage, ad infinitum. This is going to become more problematic at 60 as well. If we had to do it over again, we would likely have normalized rage, i.e. you don't get extra rage when you do more damage or crit at the start of the season, and focus on major changes to their gameplay to compensate. The way it works now really hamstrings the design options for Warriors, as we have to worry about the historically best DPS in the game becoming even better later, and forcing us to do an absolutely massive nerf, which everyone would hate. To you, what would be a good trade for some form of normalized rage at 60 if we had to do such a thing? Now, I already know that we have a lot of warrior players in Classic WoW, so feel free to let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. I don't really have anything to add here because warrior is a one class I've never really played. I do have one, I have a level 50 warrior, but it's the last class that I play because, first of all, I think it's overplayed. I like to go ahead or go against the wave, basically, so I like to play whatever everyone else doesn't play, so when everyone plays a warrior, it kind of makes me not want to play a warrior. Also, I've never really enjoyed the warrior playstyle in Classic WoW. I don't know why, but I've just never found it to be fun. But yeah, if you're playing a warrior, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. It is a problematic mechanic because more rage equals more damage, equals more rage, equals more damage, and the cycle just goes on and on, right? Now, to close this out, at this point we are always open to novel ideas for any class, including things that don't just strictly borrow from future expansions. Our philosophy on this has shifted from when we started developing the season, and now we would love to experiment with totally new mechanics that ideally fit somewhat plausibly into the classic ecosystem. Not to say we won't use future expansion spells, but there's a willingness to expand our horizons a little bit. Anyway, sorry for the length, we've had a lot of fun just trolling discords and forums recently, but figured I would throw this into the maelstrom and see what we get here as well. Thanks. Edit, I am not answering questions here, so sorry if you want to ask something. My thoughts are relevant to this discussion, and we want your ideas. Now, I did say I was going to take a look at some replies. I just really want to take a look at Sart's reply here, because he went ahead with a good one. Feral druids would love to be able to use consumables in form. Right now, when popping consumes, you have to go out of form, and it just feels so whack. Like, if you're a guardian druid, I keep referring to it as guardian, but like a feral tank, you would have to go out of bear form to use your consumes. It is so dumb. And being a cat, yes, you can use it while power shifting, but still, it's so dumb. Let us use consumes in form. Hunter's Lion Rune doesn't allow any other option, that is also a good point. But then again, it does give a huge buff, so it's not really that bad. It's kind of like being a mage. If you play Fire Mage, you really want to have Living Bomb, right? So you don't really have an option either, so it is what it is, kind of. So it could be used as a book instead, but that would be a really good book though, like absolutely insane. Are the two that stand out to me the most right now, and gonna compile some stuff. I think this is good, by the way. This is a huge tweet from Agrent, and they're looking for community replies here. So if you have anything you want to talk about when it comes to your class, any other class, any adjustments you want to see, any upcoming buffs, nerfs, anything you want to see to your class, even like Agren said here, doesn't really have to be just buffs and nerfs. They're open to completely brand new mechanics. If you feel creative, leave something down below in the comments right here. I would love to hear your thoughts. Either way, that is pretty much what I have for you today. Just a fun little video talking about this. I think it's a really important topic for the season, and just to see what people want to see in the game as well, right? I think player feedback is really valuable, and the fact that they're going out of their way to gather as much feedback as they can, that's good. It's really good. They're looking for feedback, and they're looking to shape the game based on what players specifically want to see. So once again, make your voices heard. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, smash the subscribe button as well for more classic WoW content, or really any version of WoW content. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video very soon.